lessons learned from recent global supply chain shocks. This video is brought to you by NIA Logistics and Aviation Academy.
Remember 2020? Empty shelves, month-long waits for a new laptop, and the frantic search for toilet paper. For decades, we lived in a world of instant gratification. We clicked, buy, and stuff just appeared. That illusion was shattered by a series of brutal global shocks that exposed the fragile, complex, and invisible system that moves everything around our planet, the global supply chain. The chaos of the last few years taught us some incredibly painful, but valuable, lessons. Today, we are diving into the key insights from that meltdown and exploring the game-changing strategies businesses are now using to build a smarter, stronger, and more resilient future. This isn't just for CEOs, this affects the price you pay and the products you can actually find. Stick around. The perfect storm, what broke the chain? So, what exactly went wrong? It wasn't just one thing. It was a perfect storm of disruptions that hit back to back, creating a massive domino effect. First, the big one, the COVID-19 pandemic. It was a dual-sided shock. On the supply side, factories shut down, ports became gridlocked, and workers were sent home. On the demand side, our buying habits went into overdrive. We stopped spending on travel and dining out and started buying things, home office gear, exercise equipment, and electronics. This created a massive demand surge that a crippled supply system just couldn't handle. Next, geopolitical tremors. Events like the war in Ukraine and ongoing trade tensions have redrawn shipping routes and created massive uncertainty. Suddenly, access to critical raw materials, from grain to neon gas for computer chips, wasn't a guarantee. It was a stark reminder that politics can slam the brakes on logistics overnight. And who can forget the Ever Given? One massive ship lodged in the Suez Canal held up nearly $10 billion of trade per day. It was a literal bottleneck that became a powerful symbol of our system's dangerous reliance on single points of failure. On top of all this, climate chaos. From historic droughts drying up key waterways like the Panama Canal to floods washing out railways, extreme weather is adding a new layer of constant, unpredictable disruption. Brutal lessons, powerful insights. This trial by fire forced a global rethink of how we move goods. The old playbook was officially obsolete. Here are the biggest lessons we learned. Lesson 1. Hyper-efficiency is a trap. Electric light bulb. For decades, the gold standard was just-in-time, JIT. The goal was to keep inventories razor-thin to cut costs. Parts would arrive just in time to be used in production. It was incredibly efficient, but also incredibly brittle. When a single factory shut down on one side of the world, production lines on the other side ground to a halt. The new philosophy is, just in case. This is a strategic shift towards resilience. Businesses are now holding more critical inventory, or safety stock, as a buffer against the unexpected. It costs more upfront, but it's insurance against a complete shutdown. Lesson 2. Diversify or die. Many companies had put all their manufacturing eggs in one basket, relying on a single country or even a single supplier to minimize costs. The pandemic showed just how catastrophic that can be. The lesson was simple: diversification is not optional. This means building a flexible network of suppliers in different geographic regions. If a crisis hits one area, a company can pivot to another, maintaining the flow of goods. Lesson 3. You can't manage what you can't see. A shocking number of global companies realized they had massive blind spots. They knew their direct suppliers, but had no idea who supplied their suppliers, and so on down the line. The major insight here is the desperate need for end-to-end visibility. Companies now know they need a complete, transparent map of their entire supply network to anticipate risks and react quickly to a problem, no matter how far down the chain it occurs. The new playbook: building the supply chain of the future. So, how are businesses putting these hard-earned lessons into practice? They're making some radical changes. Strategy 1: the Great Shoring Shift Globe-showing Americas. We are seeing a massive trend in rethinking where things are made. This often means nearshoring, moving production closer to home. For a European company, that might mean shifting manufacturing from Asia to Eastern Europe or Turkey. This shortens travel times and insulates them from distant disruptions. Some are even reshoring, bringing manufacturing all the way back to their home country for maximum control. The goal isn't to end globalization, but to build a more balanced, regionalized footprint. Strategy 2: the Digital Revolution Robot Phase. Technology is no longer just a helpful tool, it's becoming the central nervous system of the modern supply chain. AI and predictive analytics. Companies are using AI to scan vast amounts of data from shipping traffic and weather patterns to social media chatter, to predict potential disruptions before they happen. It's like having a logistical crystal ball. Automation. From robots in warehouse to autonomous trucks, automation is boosting efficiency and reducing the reliance on manual labor that proved to be a major vulnerability during lockdowns. Digital twins. Imagine a complete, real-time virtual replica of your entire supply chain. This digital twin allows companies to run stress tests and simulations. What happens if a major port closes? To find weak points without any real-world risk. Strategy 3: achieving total visibility satellite. To solve the visibility problem, companies are adopting cutting-edge tech. IoT sensors on shipping containers provide real-time data on location and condition. Blockchain technology is being used to create a secure, unchangeable digital ledger that tracks a product's entire journey, ensuring transparency and trust for everyone involved. The road ahead: smarter, greener, stronger. The shocks of the last few years were a global wake-up call. They were painful, but they forced a necessary evolution. The supply chain of the future won't be judged on speed and cost alone. It will be defined by resilience, agility, and sustainability. We are moving away from a fragile, linear system and toward an intelligent, transparent, and interconnected network. For us as consumers, this ultimately means more reliable access to the products we depend on. For businesses, it is the key to survival in an increasingly uncertain world. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.